Alright guys, today's episode is about how to be happy having the daily challenges of dyslexia. I feel this one's really important and something that you can really listen to and work on about why is it important to be happy when you're struggling day to day and how is that you can do that. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please share it, get it out to as many people as possible. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. So the big question is this: how can dyslexics like us create a place, a community, a tribe where people at any stage of life can come and solve any challenge, amplify their strengths, and ultimately help them become who they were meant to be, or in other words, conquer their dyslexia? That is the question, and this show is the answer. My name's Theo Goff, and welcome to the Conquering Dyslexia podcast. Hi guys, I hope we're doing good and alright. I'm looking really forward to doing this right here. I've been meaning to do this for a while now. Get on here again and speak about this. And to be honest, I plan to do a lot more in the past. But basically because of room situations, and I've really tried to find different places to come and do this. But anyway, I've got a room here for free for a little bit. So I think it's a really good time for me to get up here and chat about things. And what I want to chat about today is how you can have the challenges with dyslexia and yet still be happy. Because I don't know if you know this, people with dyslexia, we have challenges, and a lot of times they don't go away like that. A lot of times we have them for years, for a lifetime, even some challenges. And yes, we can overcome them. Yes, we can find solutions to all them. We can find workarounds, all these other solutions. But yet, they're still there. Yet, there's still a struggle. Yet, they're still relevant in your life. They're relevant in my life. Massively being here, being in Thailand, teaching English. I remember I took my first class, like online class, like a bit of volunteering. This Saturday, I didn't know what I was doing. Anyway, I took it, and so I was asking, okay, what do you want to work on your English? Teach them English, English, and a lot of them said, "Oh, spelling, grammar." I was like, "Great, yeah, we'll definitely work on that." Kind of saying it sarcastically to myself. I don't think they understood, but sort of like how we, because that's like a challenge for me. Or another challenge is writing an email without having a spell correction. Another challenge is creating this or creating that without having spell mistakes as well. Getting around, that's a challenge. To be honest, being tidy, I don't know if that's down to my dyslexia or whatever, but that's a challenge. And it's basically how to live with these challenges and yet still be the happiest person you can be. Now, when I say live with these challenges, I don't mean, you can accept them and yeah, you'll live these all your time and all your life, and this is your lot in life and you can't improve them. No, I'm saying, well, yes, you can improve them, work on them, work really hard on them, find solutions, find workarounds, get better, get help, all these other things, massively do that. But yeah, on the journey of doing that, you don't have to be miserable that you got these challenges. You can learn to love them, learn to be happy on them. And that's kind of like what I want to talk about today in a big sense. I'll give you a small little story that's relevant to the points I'll be making. Is that yesterday we went on this big hike because it's so beautiful. There's this big hill there we climb on, and I sort of like one up it. I had this little goal, like I want to one up it. It's very, very hill mountain. I call it a mountain. It's basically there's loads of roads, slight little incline, and there's like the mountain part, which is like on a road which is steep, like a 20% gradient a lot of it, or maybe 15, or maybe 10 or whatever. And it is steep as anything. I'm like, I'm going to sprint up there, and I've been doing it the last 3 days or whatever. And it really, really, like, I do it and I sort of sit down in, like, if you work out very, very intensely, you know the feeling when you sort of like finish like your set or whatever, and you sit down and you're just in pain, you go, and you shout, and like, you don't know what's happening. And that's happened to me a few times, climbing up this bloody mountain. And yesterday when we came back, because we stayed at this party place, one of the people here, like, got like this villa place, and we all stayed there, and we went out to get some food or whatever, And then we came back. I was like, let's go on a hike, everyone. Okay, let's go on a hike, everyone. Me and a few other people went, and I went up here and there. But by the time I come home, I realised I lost this exact phone. It's not on me. I didn't have it, and I started to get really, really worried. And because I was like, okay, this is important. Camera this, camera that. But I got worried for about 2 minutes, because I kind of knew the places I've been. Oh yeah, this. But I got worried for about 2-3 minutes, and then I was like, okay, this is supposed to happen. This is. So you mean I lost my phone? Whatever. You mean it's not the end of the world? And since I've been in here, being here in Thailand, I've kind of developed this new belief and new understanding. Is like, okay, because there's a lot of stuff happening here, a lot of social situations. You mean all these people? It's like I never went to university, but it's like what I'd imagine to be university. All these people come, they all knew. Oh, let's party, been quarantined for 10 days. Let's drink or whatever. And I'm like, before I came, I didn't drink like in 8 months. They're like, oh, 10 days is long. And so anyway, being in that sort of environment. And being in that environment, you can think, oh yeah, you might want to sort of like think, oh yeah, do this, I might do this, I might worry about this or whatever. And as well, working in school, I didn't find out what I was doing and if I'm being kicked out of the hotel or all these other stuff a couple of days ago until like the day of. I had a meeting. I didn't know what I was doing at all. Anything got explained to me. But for the lead up to that, I was very, very relaxed because it's like whatever happens is supposed to happen, because I know this is something I believe in myself, and I think it really relates to this, is about having expectations. I don't have any expectations of the outside world. I don't have any expectations of the outside world. They can do whatever they want to do. It can be whatever it can be. It can be hard, it can be tough, it can be easy, whatever. I don't have any expectations of the outside world. But I do have very high expectations of myself. I can't control what the outside world does. I can't control what other people say, what other people do, if they're nice, if they're not nice. I can't control that. If someone even likes me, doesn't like me, if I'm friends with the person, not friends with the person. I cannot control that at all. But what I can control is me. What I can control is my actions. What I can control is basically how I feel a lot of times. What I can control is what I do. One of the reasons I work out, and I'm really into it. I remember one day, I'm always really into pushing myself, and I feel it's interesting seeing the difference between me and looking at other people. And I remember one time, we said, okay, let's all go to bed early and get up for a sunrise swim, and go to the beach really early. I was like, okay, I'll go and run there. And this other person came with me, we ran there. It was like we left at 5:30 or whatever. We got there at 6 for the sunrise, and then we got there, and then there's this lighthouse in the sea that people were saying, oh, I want to climb that. Well, it's only me and maybe a few other people, but because it was early in the morning, cold waters, I started swimming, and I swam to it. It's far there. Maybe it's like a kilometre, it's like it takes a good half an hour swim. Swam all the way over there, got up on the thing, swam all the way back. No one knew where I was. Didn't anyone take a photo? But I was knackered, and then I decided to run home. But because that pushes myself a lot, and I push myself physically loads. Like each day, okay, let's do this. I remember one time, it's a bit of a really embarrassing story. It was the same house party the day before. I drank a bit too much, and some stuff came up, and I was really not in a good place. I got up, and I went, let's go back and let's go. I went up the hill again that time, and all these sort of things. I always like pushing myself, because I feel when I push myself physically, it helps me mentally a lot. So I can work harder, so I can come up with all the challenges. When people deny me, when people do this, I know how to face it so much more better than if I don't push myself physically. It's all training, it's all conditioning. Day in and day out, it's all conditioning, this stuff, so you become a better, stronger person. And I feel having this understanding, okay, so you put demands on yourself to do well, but only in the positive sense. Like, for example, I used to be really, really hard on myself, and then when I didn't take action, I should beat myself up, and it should be like a cycle. I beat myself up for not taking action. I wouldn't feel like taking action because I just beat myself up. Does that make sense? It's got negative cycle. And I remember going down this deep, dark well, or whatever, and then realised, oh my god, this is really bad, really bad, and like took a couple of days to recover. I was like, okay, let's not do that again, and I haven't. But from learning those things, so yeah, I've high demands myself, but always in the positive. If I don't take action on something, I don't dwell on it. I just realise, okay, let's take action in the future. How can we set up our environment? How can we move things around? Like, what am I doing wrong so I can take action in the future and don't really care about the past, like that. And so having things like that, so, and also, because what makes us happy is a saying that Tony Robbins says all the time, like, in order to be happy, you have to trade your expectations, what we expect from everything, into our appreciations, what we appreciate. Because the only reason why we're not happy is because because our reality isn't meeting our expectations. We expect to be a certain place, we expect to look a certain way, we expect to be in a certain environment, we expect to have this many friends, we have all these expectations about how things should be. And when things don't meet our expectations, we don't feel good. Feel like something's wrong, feel like something's wrong with us, the other people aren't doing good. And it's really true, like, try this out on yourself. Think about when you're really happy. When you're really happy in something, that means when what you think should happen is being met. Your expectations are being met, that's when you're happy, or that's when you're content. When reality is better than the expectations, you're over the moon. But when reality is less than your expectations, you're not too happy. That's why the less expectations you have of the outside world, everything that's not you, the better. You mean the easier it is to be happy, really. And that's what I do. Oh, and so basically, I really work on myself on that. So my mate's just going, and for my really realizing that I've got these challenges that come up, my dyslexia and that, I find a way to not turn this into a negative, to not blame anything. Like, for example, I remember giving like a speech in some class about how people are, I'll end this soon, but basically about, look, I'm turning this big challenge into a positive, because I'm like, okay, this is going to make me better, it's going to make me grow, but you've got to trade your expectations for appreciations in order to enjoy the struggles a lot, because also you have to realize it's making you a stronger person and all this, guys. Anyway, guys, I will catch you guys later when I can film another one again. Bye-bye.